Hello everyone. I'm back after a month. Ever since I did my Sims 2 expansion pack ranking video, I've been wanting to do one for The Sims 3 because honestly, The Sims 3 is my baby. I've been playing it since it came out a decade and a half ago, and it is definitely my most played Sims game. So naturally, I formulated quite a few opinions on all of the packs over the years that I've played the game. I think this video is actually pretty useful even in comparison to the Sims 2 video because the Sims 3 packs are sold separately still. So there are definitely a few considerations to make when you're trying to decide which packs are the best for you. So today I'm going to tell you what I think about all of them. Just the expansion packs, not the stuff packs. So whether you clicked on this because you're trying to decide what to get or you're just curious and you're just a curious bee, come along for the ride. Oh, also my laptop is down here, so if you see me looking here, that's where I'm looking. And just to go through the tiers I'm going to be using today, my top tier today is VIP, or a very important pack. This is self-explanatory. Top tier, no notes, very important pack to me and my family. The next tier is Yes Mamas. So it's just a yes mama, like it's something that's holding it back from being my top tier, but it's still great pack I probably would recommend. Good is middle of the road, middle tier. Good, it's a good pack. You may or may not want to get this. Underneath good is it's okay, and it's okay, it's just okay. Things are just okay. And then the bottom tier is waste of money, which I don't know that anything The Sims 3 released in terms of expansion packs was a waste of money. Now, if we were including stuff packs, there might be somebody to include. But in just expansion packs, I don't know, I don't think so. But we'll see. And I am doing just expansion packs because stuff packs is really like, it's just stuff. So it's really just according to your taste and what you want. And I don't have all the stuff packs. I have a lot of them, honestly, but not all of them. So stuff packs are really whatever tickles your fancy. Let's begin. I don't know why I'm feeling a little nervous, like I've never done this before. Like this is really high stakes, but let's begin. So we're gonna start with The Sims 3 Ambitions. I think this was the second expansion pack that ever came out for The Sims 3. This is where we got professions mostly. So you could be self-employed. That means you could be like a gardener, a painter, or writer, and register self-employed through the city hall. This is where they also added interactive careers. So they were like completely new interactive careers like ghost hunting. And then they also added more content to some existing careers. I think mostly just the medical career, which I do play with that career a lot because it is one of the most lucrative careers, and I am playing a rags to riches save right now. And also the Sims love to wish to become a doctor, and I do play by a once-based playstyle. So thinking about ambitions, I feel like it's one of those things that just feels so integrated in my game that I don't even think about it. But I'm like, did it come with revolutionary things? I'm not too positive, but I do think it came with some things that have become a staple in my game. It also came with laundry, which is not always something I deal with either because it honestly just adds a new layer of like chores for your Sims to do. But sometimes you do want that because you're trying to give realistic. I don't know how harsh I want to be today. Usually I really put things in like the top 2 tiers, and that's just the type of person I am. I just like things in general. Let me be real for now, and I'm gonna put ambitions in yes mama because it's not like my top pack, but I think having that option to have more involved careers is fun. It breaks up the monotony of the day where they're just out there in their rabbit hole. And ambitions brought the inventing skill, which I do play with a lot, and I am still trying to get a Simbot because I've never gotten one in one of my games, so we'll see where that goes. Ambitions also included Twinbrook, which is just a nice all-around good town for the Sims, and you know I do love when a pack includes a nice town. Okay, the next one is Generations, and off the bat I know where I want to put this, but I'm just going to refresh myself just to make sure. But I know I'm a big family gameplay person, and I love to make families. I love to make my Sims have like 3 kids at least. So when Generations came out, I knew it was right up my alley. So Generation came with memories, which is something that I don't use all the time just because, and you might have seen this in one of my Sims videos where I was talking about how to have a game that runs a little better. At this point I have memories disabled because it kind of clogs up my game, but it was fun because I feel like it was their way of trying to bring The Sims to idea of memories into The Sims 3. So this is generation, so it's all about having new things for people of every generation. So this added like prom nights, which I love. This added field trips for children and teens. Me reading this right now, I didn't even know that you could have a daycare in The Sims 3. I might have to tap into that. I think I might have known in the back of my mind, but I don't think that I've done it, or if I've done it, it was a really long time ago. It's also added the imaginary friend, which I play with all the time. Honestly, because the game kind of, in a way you could say she kind of forces it, she kind of pushes it, because you will randomly just get an imaginary friend, and then if you're not paying attention or you're not like actively trying to not make this happen, your toddler sim will get a relationship with it, and then it will need to age up. So but I do play with imaginary friends a lot because it's just like another sim in my household, and I like to stuff my household. So at a boarding school, tree house, actual activities for your sims. This is what allows you to actually throw real weddings for your sims, because they added a lot of different types of parties, but this also added the wedding party, and it had a wedding cake and arches, and then there's even canes for elders, there's strollers for toddlers. Like, I think that Generations did what needed to be done, and I am putting it in the top because it is a very important pack to me, especially for my gameplay. Okay, the next one is Into the Future, and this was the last expansion pack that was made for The Sims 3 before they moved on to The Sims 4. And so, you know, they're trying to kind of do a nice little send-off. Into the Future, I feel like it is one of those packs where, I don't know, I feel like everything's kind of contained. Like, stuff from Into the Future does not need to be in your everyday gameplay. If you don't put it there, like, you really won't play with it. Most of the things that came with Into the Future are mostly only applicable in the future, when you travel to the future and you go to Oasis Landing, and there's plumbots, and there's new homes, and there's base camps, and there's a lot of stuff to explore. And I think the gameplay for Into the Future is actually really fun. I got to a certain point because I used to have an Into the Future Let's Play on this channel, and I only played with the pack with that family because I was trying to, like, you know, integrity for the channel. I don't know. But in my everyday Sims life, I don't play with it. I think the gameplay is fun and cute and something different, but it's not really something that I am using all the time because there's enough happening. There's enough happening in my own world. But it was well done for what it is. Like, and it was not glitchy like another pack we might have to talk about. I'm gonna put it in good because it was contained, but you don't use it all the time. And so I feel like that is something, especially if you're looking at this, like, what packs to buy, probably out of all the packs, like, you really don't need Into the Future. So, and Into the Future is also the cause of, like, townies having, like, really random ugly outfits. Not that this only happened because of Into the Future, but now, like, you're still be walking around with, like, some futuristic hairstyle, and it's just like some girl next door. So yeah, I'm putting it in good because what they did with it was good, but it's not really necessary. So do with that what you will. The next one is Island Paradise, and we love her and we hate her. We love to hate her, question mark. I don't know. I feel like I and quite a few simmers have like a love-hate relationship with Island Paradise. I really like Island Paradise and the gameplay that came with it. One of the big things was that in Isla Paradiso, the world that came with it comes with a ton of hidden islands around it. So there's this new aspect of gameplay where your sim can complete all these things to find the hidden islands, and I think it's really fun. I also had an Island Paradise Let's Play on here, which I stopped that and I just decided to play with it on my own, and I was having a lot of fun. But here's the thing, Isla Paradiso is like inherently glitchy. Like, it's so glitchy that there's literally people who have uploaded new versions of the world that had their routing issues fixed, because apparently that was a big issue, routing issues, lag, all of that. And also with the 64-bit version of The Sims on Mac, at least, all of like the water interactions are gone. So it kind of makes this pack obsolete, which is so sad, because if the pack didn't have all these glitches, I think it's a really good pack and it's really fun. The world, I love it. I'm an island girl myself, you know, so I like it. It also came with houseboats, which is just another cool living situation for your Sims. I have played with those, but I mean, generally I don't need a houseboat, don't need to have my Sims on a houseboat. It came with resorts also, which is another actually fun part of gameplay, where you run a resort and you kind of have this like management aspect to your gameplay. And one thing you can say about The Sims 3, you could never say that a pack didn't have enough content, because I think all of these packs have a really good amount of content in them. Island Paradise also came with mermaids, which sometimes it does annoy me that random people in my town are mermaids. I'm just like, ugh. It's like, now you're a mermaid and now I have to worry about you in this different occult state. Sometimes I just don't like all these different occults populating my town. I say as someone who has like all the packs with the occult states. But anyway, there's all these different types of boats now too as well. So aside from the houseboat, like you can also like be on a boat on the water and travel around through. You can buy your own boat, or like if you need to get somewhere where it's only accessible by boat, there's like a taxi boat. There's new things on the beach. So there is now like a snorkeling skill where you can kind of treasure hunt, just another way to like kind of mine for different treasures and stuff, which I love that aspect of the Sims, like searching for gems and collectibles and stuff. I love that. And there's scuba diving where you can actually go underwater and play underwater. Like that is honestly really cool. Like when I'm thinking about everything that's came in Island Paradise, I'm like, this is actually so cool. It's just that I don't get to play with a lot of these things because it is pretty glitchy. And the new radio stations that came with Island Paradise, I kind of love that radio station. Also, I think the Soul radio station came with Ambitions. That is one of the best radio stations to me in The Sims 3, so love that about her. It's so unfortunate because honestly, like I love the features in Island Paradise, but it's kind of too glitchy for its own good. Like you can't even play with it. And so like would I recommend someone to buy this pack now, knowing that you can not really play with everything in it? I'm not too sure, but I do like it. And if you can get it fixed, like period. And if you're not playing on a Mac also, I probably would say still do it, because you can get like the fixed world and you can still have access to all the water interactions. On a Mac now, that is the problem. So like if I click on the ocean, my sim cannot do anything. She cannot fish, they cannot swim, they cannot do anything. I think you can get around it if you go on the ocean in a boat. I don't know, but Island Paradise is iconic. I'm gonna say I'm putting it in Yes Mama because all the features are iconic, but it can't be a top tier just because it's so glitchy. And it's Yes Mama if you're Windows. If you're Mac, she might move down to good. But I'm putting on Yes Mama. Yes, okay, next is the Sims 3 Late Night, which Late Night expansion packs, so iconic. Both the Sims 2 and the Sims 3, like Late Night expansion packs, iconic. So the neighborhood that came with Late Night is Bridgeport, which I think is a very fun, funky, fresh neighborhood. It's like city life, high rises, apartments. There's a lot of cool build things. I can't talk too much about the build things because I'm a gameplay person. So if you're a gameplay person, I think this might be applicable to you, but I don't really deal with building all that often. I just kind of build things that look good enough and are functional for my Sims. Late Night also came with vampires, so I don't play with vampires in my everyday also that often just because they live so long and just like I'm playing with the same Sim. But I mean, it's fun when you are feeling that occult vibe to play with the vampires. This Late Night also brought celebrities, which I do play with celebrity gameplay quite a bit because it's another one of those things that's just kind of pushed on you. Like you start becoming a celebrity as you play, even if you're not trying to, you kind of start building that up. But then you get free stuff and you get to like autograph signings and stuff, and I think that's fun. It comes with different levels of nightlife, so like you go around at night, you can see like what's hot spot and what's not. And honestly, of course, all this gameplay is the best in Bridgeport where it was made. I feel like Bridgeport, I don't play with it a lot too, just because I feel like there's a lot going on, so it's a little bit slower and a little bit laggier. It is also fun. And when you get to like custom worlds that incorporate some of these items, and then there's also like another part of the world. I think there's a world I play in, I think it's called St. Clair or something. I haven't played it in a little while, but I want to go back to playing with it because it kind of incorporated this stuff well to where it wasn't as intense as Bridgeport, but it was still really fun. And you see me just yapping here. It also came with the movie like production studios lot, so there's a new career path about being a director, which I was a film major, so I do like that gameplay. Even though it is a little bit glitchy for me, I tried adding the lot to one of my regular towns. I think Twin Brook somewhere, and it didn't really work out. It started glitching, so IDK. And there were a ton of new instruments, and the instrument gameplay also I really do like. I love having my Sims play with instruments. I love having them be in the music career, so they have to do guitar. But then, you know, when you're a toddler and they learn the music skill on the xylophone, they actually get increased music skill in all the instruments, which I love when they make sure to go back in old packs and have packs be connected like that. I actually do play with stuff from Late Night a lot, like now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm gonna put Late Night in, damn, is it very important or is it just Yes Mama? I'm gonna put Late Night in Yes Mama. For now, I'll put it in Yes Mama. Something about it is like holding me off from saying it's one of my favorite packs ever, but I do really enjoy it and play with it a lot. Okay, and moving on to the next pack, which is the Sims 3 Pets. Pets in the Sims 3 was not just cats and dogs. It also came with horses, love that, and a ton of little small pets. So like there were lizards, turtles, snakes, birds. It also came with NPC animals, so like raccoons, deer, wild horses, unicorns. I used to love finding unicorn, like that used to be my jam. The radio stations that came with pets were country, R&B, and songwriter. I do listen to R&B. R&B, another one of my top Sims 3 radio stations, so that's something to note. And the world that came with pets was Appaloosa Plains, which I think is a very cute, wholesome world. She's so fall time to me, so I love Appaloosa Plains, especially in the fall. So there are a couple things from pets that I use even when I don't have a pet in my actual household that affect my daily gameplay, like the NPC pets, which you do kind of limit these because these can clog up your game and can clog up your save, especially having a ton of wild horses. They tend to get in routing issues and just cause issues in the background. So I use Master Controller, or is it Register, to limit the number of like wild animals to I think 1 or 2 per animal type. I do like pets. I've played with horses and dogs. I did really like playing with horses, honestly. Like riding around is fun and doing all of that, and the fact that they included all of this in one pack was also great. But I would say honestly and truly, it is one of those packs like you either want to play with this gameplay or not, and you might not see this gameplay if you aren't seeking it out, not looking for it. But some of the cast options that came with this were also pretty good. I'm gonna put pets in good, and not because it was bad. It's just I think that's my personal way of thinking about it, is if a pack like can be included in your everyday gameplay for you, I feel like it's a little more worth it than if it's like you play with it or you don't. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but to me it does. It's another one of those packs where it's like, do you want pets or not is gonna decide if you get it or not. There's no, I don't think it's really glitchy or anything, or like extremely laggy or anything. Like I said, again, the pets and animals can clog up your save file, but there are ways to work around it, so it really depends. The next one is The Sims 3 Seasons, and again, I think I already know where I want to put this, but I'm going to just go through some of the features just to be completely sure. So it actually took the Sims team a while to get Seasons out. This was the 8th expansion pack, which I can't believe that there were 7 expansion packs before they finally were able to do the Seasons pack. But I think a Seasons pack, I think in all the Sims games, honestly, that have the Seasons pack is always great. Like they do kind of always eat with the seasons, like when they finally get it in. And while in a life simulator, I think that, you know, seasons do exist. Seasons do exist for a lot of people, and should it be its own pack? Debatable, but I think they did the Seasons pack really well in The Sims 3. So of course Seasons give you seasons, but what they did, they also gave like special things for each season. So each season has a seasonal festival, which I make my Sims go to the festival, I think almost every season, because it gives your Sims one day off in like the middle of the week every season, and on that off day I like to have like my family go out to the festival, get a picture taken. I love having the little pictures from the greeting cards in my Sims homes, and they finally get to interact with each other, because usually my Sims are just going about their lives, grinding, not really talking to each other unless, you know, I make a really concerted effort. So I love the festivals for that. I do think it can be annoying sometimes with wanting to advance in your Sims career. Sometimes the off days that your Sim would have been working, and sometimes I wish my Sim was able to work to get that career advancement. I'm not sure if you're able to change which day is the holiday. I haven't really figured that out. Probably someone has figured that out in a mod, but I don't have that. So, and I do love gardening, and so gardening is kind of limited to most of the summer and kind of half of the fall and half of the spring, because when there's snow on the ground or when it's too cold, your Sims plants are dormant, which also kind of puts a wrench in my gardening. But also these little things are kind of challenges and just things to work around, kind of like real life. You have things to work around. In real life, I wouldn't be able to garden all year round anyway. So, and you always have the option to turn off certain seasons for your world. So like if you're in Isla Paradiso and it doesn't make sense for it to snow in Isla Paradiso, you can turn off winter, and that is cool. So I like the customization that came with seasons as well. I also love the gift giving party in the winter, just because my Sims get little things and that's so fun. And there's different things that can happen in different seasons. Like you can get like sunburn, you can like freeze to death. You know, you have to keep an eye on your Sims. I've been yapping and yapping, and I think that Seasons is a great pack and you should get it. Like it's one of those non-negotiables for me, I think, in The Sims 3. And Sims 3 Seasons was done really well. So I'm gonna put her in the VIP tier because she is very important. So the next pack that we're looking at is Showtime. I don't know what are the views, the general consensus on Showtime, but honestly, I did kind of really like Showtime. I do like the Showtime gameplay. So Showtime is all about being a star, kind of, and there are these three different like career paths you can go down that your sim can like become a star with. The world that came with Showtime is kind of like, it kind of gives LA. I think that's what it's supposed to be. So the Showtime neighborhood is Starlight Shores, and I do like Starlight Shores. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I feel like I should put Starlight Shores more because it kind of gives Bridgeport, but it's a little more open, which I feel like Bridgeport is supposed to be like a New York, Chicago type of city, and Starlight Shores is definitely like LA type of city. But yeah, you can be a DJ, which I haven't really done a lot of DJ gameplay now I'm thinking about it. I do see the DJ booths, but I don't really know everything that goes into that. But I know the other main ones you can go around doing things in the venues are singer, acrobat, and a magician. I have done singer and acrobat mostly. I've played a little bit with magician too, but I do like that gameplay. I do like those careers. They are really involved, so like that has to be your storyline and what you're doing if you do those careers, because it's kind of similar to Ambitions, where it's like you were out there grinding, becoming a star, an entertainment star. They also try to include like social things with this. I think this was the Sim team's way of seeing how we felt about multiplayer things. If you and your friend both have Showtime, you can kind of like send your Sims out to perform in their game. You can be friends, you can like chat, post messages on your friends' walls and stuff, which I haven't really played with this because when I think about it, I actually have never had a real life friend who also plays The Sims for some reason. And like The Sims is one of the most popular gaming franchises, and the way that I don't know anyone personally plays The Sims, like I've had my friends come over and kind of we play The Sims together. All my friends know that I'm a simmer down, but like I don't think I have friends who have The Sims as well and we could do this. I don't even know how well that works anymore, to be honest. This says that with Showtime came the achievement system, which I've also mentioned in one of my videos before, where there's all these different badges you can earn, and as you do stuff in the game, like it's just more challenges with your game that I think are fun. But I don't know that you have to have Showtime to have these achievements. I think it just came out with Showtime, but I'm not positive. And I do really like the achievement system. Would I buy a whole pack just for the achievement system? I don't think so, but I do like it. Also with Showtime came the genie, and that is an occult state that I do like as well. Every time there was a pack after a certain point, I did try to have just like a family in the world that came with the pack and just to play with all of the pack's features. Oh, the coffee house came with Showtime. Oh, very interesting. And I think with University, which we'll talk about later, came a Java hut, which the difference, not too sure. I do want to like create a cute little coffee house build maybe one of these days. Maybe you'll see it on this channel, who knows. And there were other just items that came with this, so like a photo booth. I do love the photo booth. I love any little option to get photos of your Sims. This one came with a photo booth. I remember I mentioned in Seasons, that one came with the greeting card photo booth. This one is like, you know, when you enter a photo booth and you get those little pictures. University came with a different one where you like take selfies. I love to have my Sims houses decorate their own pictures. There's karaoke, there's little games, like there's pool, dominoes, things like that. Bananas came at Showtime, and so did Tofu. It's so interesting like what came with which pack. I've been playing with all the packs for so long that I kind of forgot like what little things came with each pack. You know guys, I do like Showtime. I don't know what we think about Showtime, and maybe it's not for me to know. This is not about what everybody thinks, this is about what I think. I do like Showtime. I don't play with the careers that much, but I feel like I do like the other things that came with Showtime enough. I don't know, I feel like Showtime along with Ambitions and Late Night, like those kind of all work together in like a very cute, fun way. I do like Showtime, guys, and I feel like I'm gonna put it above good because there are things in it that I feel like you can use in your everyday Sims life and build and stuff that are really fun. Showtime's getting yes mama for me. Okay, we only have 3 left. We're finally getting there. The next one is Sims 3 Supernatural. This is for all your occulty needs. So Late Night brought in vampires and Supernatural brought in everything else, and I think expanded a little bit on vampires as well. So Late Night came with Moonlight Falls, which is another good world. Honestly, the worlds that came with The Sims 3 with the packs, they were good. In addition to vampires, there are also witches slash wizards, werewolves, ghosts, and fairies. And they're all very built out. I think like they all have a ton of content and just individual things that you can do with each life state. They all have like a different kind of length of life. So obviously vampires are the longest because they're supposed to be immortal type creatures, even though they're not immortal in this game. They live the longest. But then some of the other life states live pretty long as well. I think except witches, I think those have like a human life state. There's so much honestly with the different occults that I haven't even played with all of them, like every single aspect yet. That's why I have a whole, I used to have a supernatural let's play as well, but I have a whole save where I'm just working through this because I think it's fun. Oh, there's also zombies come with supernatural because there is a lunar cycle. So every full moon, the game gets this kind of ugly hue to it and then zombies come out, which is one of the more annoying parts of supernatural, and there are mods and stuff to deal with this. You can also alter the lunar cycle so that you don't get full moons at all. I think this was a very built out pack. Does this come in my everyday gameplay when I like to play like a regular household? Not always. So occults do tend to fill the town up with themselves and they live long, so then like you'll see one family just forever, and then sometimes like families are supposed to be regular, like in terms of the Sims 3 lore, like will randomly become a vampire, and I'm like, why is this person still alive and why are they a vampire now? So in the regular settings you can turn off a lot of the occult and story progression so that just Sims that you want to be occult can be occult. So sometimes it can get annoying, but I feel like supernatural has also like just become one with my game. I do also love the alchemy chests. You know, those are very useful in general, even if you're not playing with supernatural. There's so much content in supernatural, and I feel like with any type of good conscience, even though it is kind of one of those packs, it's like if you want this type of thing, that's what you'll get. But I feel like they did so much with it that I would be remiss to just say that it's just good. Like I think it's a very good rendition of a supernatural pack. Again, Sims 3 team, like they packed these packs full. I would say supernatural again is a yes mama pack for me. Also, don't worry guys, at the end I do look through these and see like, do I agree with myself? But I feel like I'm kind of being more selective with what I'm putting in my top. But I do like most of the packs, which I think is just a testament to a well-made game and well-made packs. So Sims 3 girly all day over here. But the next pack is the Sims 3 University. So University, I can tell you right now, I don't send my Sims to university all the time because it kind of just takes time away from me and takes time out of my game to send my Sims to university itself. But I do play with Access University in my everyday Sim life. So one of the things I was saying before is that the university, why am I pointing at you like it's you? But one of the things I was saying before is that university comes with another way to take pictures, and university is where they change like the phone. So like the phone used to be a BlackBerry in the Sims 3 and then it became a smartphone. There's lots to do with your phone, which I think is really cool because that is in all your Sims lives. And you can take selfies with each other and those become really cute pictures, keepsakes for the house. Me like starting off with this, even though that's not the point of university. Actually university itself, of course I have played through university gameplay. I think it's good, I think it's fun, I think it's not too hard. I like the university world and I love the types of lots that came with that. I think with university came bowling alleys, Java huts, things of that nature. Yes, and also comic book shops, which is cool. These are different types of lots to build. And if you're a builder, I think cool types of lots came at university. And I have made an arcade myself. Arcades came at university and I have made that. I think that's a fun lot type. And one of the bigger things that came at university that kind of is in my Sims life all the time is these social groups, which this can be a positive or a negative thing. So you kind of build up social cred with either the nerds, jocks, or rebels. And once you build up a high enough status in one of these groups, you get different types of rewards. So here's where it like can get a little bit annoying, is that like my Sims tend to be nerdy just because I like to have them play on the computer, or like if they play video games to like get their fun up, like that is technically a nerd interaction. So a ton of my Sims end up being nerdy and then they start fighting with each other because they start like being rude to each other like in a nerdy manner, which okay. But I do like the perks that come with the different things. So I know with the nerd one, at a certain level you get like a free video game console, and then with all of them at a certain level you unlock a new trait, which it can be useful depending on what type of gameplay you're playing. and then you can unlock a new type of job, new type of career that's only unlocked depending on which social group that you're in. So I think those are cool. You can also play with that even if you're not in university, which I think can add a different layer to your gameplay if you're looking for that. If you actually do send your Sims through the college, they get, of course, perks for completing one of their degrees and different careers and things like that. Oh my god, university is also what came with Plant Sims, which is very interesting because previously in Sims 2, Plant Sims were released with seasons, which I think makes more sense, honestly. Maybe they forgot, or maybe they just had to keep working on that. They'd incorporate it into university because there is like a science skill. Honestly, a lot of things from university do show up in my everyday game. Even though I'm not in university all the time, I think that comes with a lot of cool like quality of life updates that were good, and the actual university gameplay is good, fine and dandy as well. Is it my favorite university? I don't know if it's because I just played The Sims 2 University, but I think Sims 2 might be my favorite. Maybe it's just more nostalgic, but Sims 2 University does come with a lot of things that, again, affect your everyday Sim life. I might have to put her up. I might have to put her up there in Yes Mama. I might have to put her up there in Yes Mama. Everything is Yes Mama, like The Sims 3 is Yes Mama. So, the last and final pack, which is actually the first expansion pack released for The Sims 3, is The Sims 3 World Adventures. So, I think I know where I want to put this as well. I think I know where I want to put this, and I don't know if you'll guess it or not. But they just did a lot in World Adventures, but they did it in such a classic and fun way. It comes with 3 new like worlds for your Sim to explore. There's Al Samhara, which is like Egypt. There is Shang Simla, which is China, and there is Champs-les-Sins, which is like Paris, France. And basically your Sims take vacations to these worlds, and you can get quests and explore the worlds. There are like all these different tombs in the world, and not only tombs but just different locations. And honestly, it is really fun. It is really fun, and I like to have my Sims take vacations even if I'm not working through trying to like get through all of the different levels. There's so many different things if you're a collector as well. I love to collect like gems and stuff, so there are different gems that come in different worlds. There's different skills to build associated with the different worlds. So in France it's like photography and nectar making, which is like wine making. Egypt, I think they have, what do they have? There's snake charming there, and photography is kind of for all of the worlds actually. And then in China, they have martial arts. The mummy also exists, which is honestly a scary, like kind of villain type life state, which will attack you in certain tombs. And World Adventures came with the basement tool, which is very useful just as a general builder. Even if you're not, like I'm not a builder aficionado, I do love having a basement. It's very useful. Relics to collect as well. There's so many things to collect. And this kind of went along with ambitions, where I think a consignment store came with ambitions. Sometimes the things from World Adventures can show up in the consignment store as well. I don't know, guys. And I know this whole time I've been talking about, like, sometimes, you know, there's a pack you can only play with, like, in this situation. Like, I wouldn't put it that high. But I feel like World Adventures is a classic, and out of all the packs we can like send your Sim off somewhere, World Adventures is the one that I'll probably pick the most because I just love sending them out to those locations. I think World Adventures is actually really fun and necessary as a Sims 3 player, and I'm gonna put it on the top in very important packs because she is a very important pack. So now I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna look at this list again, and do I agree with myself? I think for me, Generation Seasons and World Adventures being my top 3 packs honestly does make sense for me as a person. And my bottom 2 being Into the Future and Pets makes sense because those are just the ones that I play with the least. So I feel like least necessary in terms of what they offer, even though I honestly like all the packs. I actually like all of them, and I have played with all of them and will continue to play with all of them. And now in my Yes Mama, would I move anything to the top? Honestly, as I kept going through and realizing how much Ambitions is integrated in a lot of my other gameplay, I think I'm gonna move Ambitions to a very important pack as well. Like, I think she's a sleeper pack, and maybe not the first pack you have to get, but she's kind of up there. Like, there's things, and they connected Ambitions very well with a lot of the other packs. So if you have it, like, she's very well connected. A lot of these packs are interconnected. You can make really cool different lots, different Sims, different stories with different combinations of packs. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Like, this is so me in a Sims 3 list. So I hope this helped you in some way. Like, you know, again, it all depends on what you're looking for in your gameplay. But if you are a little similar to me and you're looking for like gameplay and like family things and just all around fun, this is how I feel about the packs. But I own all of them because I just love the Sims 3. So, and it's not that many. It's like, they're like 11 packs. So like, you probably will end up getting them all if you end up liking The Sims 3, but I think if you want to like pick an order and how to get them, what you should prioritize, I think definitely start with those 4 at the top. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful or entertaining to you. Again, I love The Sims 3 and I will be continuing to make Sims 3 and 2 videos because those are my jams. I do want to expand a little bit to other games, so if you have any suggestions for other games you might want to see on this channel, let me know because I'm looking at some other games currently. Yeah, let me know your favorite packs down below. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Or do you have any other comments on that? I would love to know down below. And thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.